Hey guys out there in Facebook world, you got it. It's Barbara Horde with I Am This Woman. I am so excited to have you here again. Gosh, what do I say? We are on show number 8. And what's really cool is right now, I'm going to tag and make sure because something is looking really kind of funky here. So bear with me while I grab my Had that happen yet? All right. I'm still here, so hang off. If you hear me, just be patient with me as I do this because something kind of disappeared. She is already tagged. This is awesome. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Funky Monkey, I see you there. All right, guys. Here's the thing when you're doing something live. Something will always go, right? You never know. That's what happens. All right. So as I said, I'm Barbara Horde, founder and host of I Am This Woman. I am so excited this week to introduce my guest. I've known her for a few years. She is fabulous, beyond fabulous, because I know fabulous, right? So Dr. Sheri Prentiss. She's a highly sought after physician leader, board certified occupational environmental medicine physician, public health expert, and a breast cancer survivor. She has shared her story and her voice to inspire others. She has had over 500, hear that, 500 times she has been the keynote speaker. And she has been featured in multiple publications. And she has a nonprofit that is, I'm going to say this right, Live Today Foundation. Let's welcome Dr. Prentiss.
Yes, we are. Hey, everybody. Oh, goodness. I am so excited to be here with Barbara. This is my girlfriend, y'all. This is my friend, my cool Mo D.
My boo-boo.
Yes. We've been through a lot together. I mean,
Yes.
it took a mutual associate of ours to introduce us
Yes.
a few years ago. But I think since that introduction, we have been inseparable in many senses of the word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not so much that even when work took us in different directions, we remain connected.
Correct.
And we're about blessing each other.
Right. And I think what happens with this is that you don't have to have someone who's going to be in your life every day of every moment. I'm going to straighten this camera, guys, so bear with me. Thank you, because I don't want us all crooked. So you don't have to have someone in your life every day of every moment. But I know that if she reaches out to me, like she has an event going on tomorrow, I'm like, yes, I'll figure it out. And then I said, can you be on my show? Yes. This is a woman who has, you literally, okay, before we even get into what you're talking about, you were the keynote speaker at the commencement address for your alma mater, which was?
Northwestern University.
Okay. And then, how many people were there?
Over 40,000.
40,000, right? And then Goldcast reached out to you.
Yes.
If you guys know Goldcast, right? They put out these inspirational videos. I had to look and see because when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, 2.1 million views, 20,000 times this was shared. And I can tell you it's growing because when I saw it just maybe 2 weeks ago, it was like 1.5 million. So she had 600,000 views added in 1 week. Just in case if you don't know.
Okay. And I didn't. I stopped looking.
So I'm a numbers girl.
Yes.
And as I'm growing, I am this woman. You're like, this is pretty powerful.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I was honored because it really was sharing me and who I am as a woman.
Yes. And I think that's so incredible. So why are you here today? Besides because I'm like, can you please come on my show? Can you please come on my show? Oh my gosh, yes.
She only had to ask once.
I only had to ask once. That is true. Okay.
You know, I'm here because, for one, the title of your program, I Am This Woman, resonates with me. Because the I am that existed 15 years ago is different than the I am that existed 10 years ago. And I'm a different woman today. And I think it's so important for us as women to understand that the evolution of us it's real. And we can have different goals in our life as we go through different stages. And it's okay to switch a philosophy, a belief, an ideal as life happens to you.
Wow.
And I think so many times we become stuck in a rut. Things happen, but yet we continue to want to operate in the same way we operated before.
Right.
And God has allowed things to happen such that it changes.
Ooh.
You evolve, you elevate.
Right.
So if you continue to want to operate down here when God wants to elevate you up here, you lose out.
Totally.
You can't receive all his blessings.
I'm telling you, I have to say, we were just talking about this before we went live about how much change has happened, and now I'm living here. And at the time, a year ago, I was like, what in the world is going on?
Yeah.
And now I am so grateful. I am so incredibly, incredibly grateful to be here now. I think it's really powerful because you, doctor, okay, and then something happened and it changed everything. And it's really interesting. She has a book and it says, When Everything Changes, right? Or When Everything Changed. And my journey from physician to patient. And I think this is so important because how many times in the world do we have it that something happens in our life and it all changes? For me, 6 years ago, losing my job, everything changed. I wouldn't change it for the world now.
No.
But how do you go from being a doctor giving the diagnosis to being a patient receiving the diagnosis?
Okay, I can tell you that with that, a few seconds can completely change your life. And that was what happened to me. So for years, I had been the physician on the other side of the table delivering that diagnosis. But on October 1st, 2008, that's when everything changed. That's when I found a mass in my right breast. It was cancer. I underwent a partial mastectomy, 12 rounds of, no, I'm sorry, I'm totally off. 15 rounds of chemotherapy and 33 treatments of radiation. Wow. And after all of that treatment, I was left with a condition called lymphedema. So one disease caused another. Lymphedema occurs when your lymph nodes become damaged or destroyed from either the cancer, the chemo, the radiation, and or the surgery. Mine involved all of them. And when your lymph nodes don't work, it leaves that area of the body that the lymph nodes support susceptible to swelling, to infection. And so I ended up with permanent swelling of my right arm, hand, and fingers. And so now I have to wear compression garments 24/7 to control the swelling. If I don't control the swelling, I can end up with infections. Infection can spread to my bloodstream. Spreading to my bloodstream could leave me at risk of death. So I wear my compression garments, but wearing compression garments took away my ability to perform the clinical functions of my job as a physician. So after 16 years of practice, I went from being a practicing clinical physician to now having that stripped from me. And I wanted to be a doctor since I was 2.
So what happens when your identity is totally removed?
You typically sink. I don't know of anyone who doesn't sink to a dark place, at least for a moment. And that moment for us is different. Some people have that moment for hours, some days, some months, some years. Mine lasted for a couple of months. And I'm open and honest about that because
that's amazing. Only a month.
Yeah, it is. And that's a testament to God in my relationship with him. But I'm very real at the pain. I'm very real at the depression. I'm very real at the grief that my diagnosis caused me. And so I don't believe in preaching on a mountaintop and saying, God, and I did it, and I had faith, and things just worked out. No, I had faith and things did work out, but there was a time when I was depressed. I was scared. I had 2 children who wanted to go to college. I now could not work during the job that I had prepared for all of my life. God, what was I now going to do with my life? I didn't know how to be anything else. I was a physician.
Yeah,
that's what I was.
You're a doctor.
Doctor.
I don't know how you take off the white coat and then say, what else am I going to do?
Exactly.
And doctors, how long do you go to school for?
Long time. It's college, 4 years of med school, 5 years of residency. And I had given up all that time, all that money. Wow. And then now to be told you can't practice. And then my boss at the time, who wasn't a physician, actually told me, Sheri, a physician who is not clinically capable is of no value to me. Now, I had been born and raised on the south side of Chicago. Y'all know I should have cussed him out. Y'all know I should have. But I couldn't. I literally couldn't.
Watch
I should
out.
cuss them. I should have told him and his mama where they could go.
Exactly.
Okay?
Boom, boom.
But I didn't.
And then get your girl, because I would have taken off the
Oh,
earrings.
earrings out. Vaseline on my... Yeah, y'all know, okay? But I'm being real. I couldn't because at that time I was then 42 and I had no value.
Wow.
And so I had to take a step back and I had to go before God and say, why did you allow me to live through this to end up without the career that I've wanted all my life? God, what is the purpose of this particular testimony? I need to know where my direction is. I need to know what the purpose for my life is, because I thought my purpose was being a clinical physician and now I couldn't be that. So now, where is my purpose?
Wow. And how many of you out there think about this? That I know for me, when I was director of this department, 23 people reporting to me, making these big decisions, and then I get called into the office one day and say, thank you, your services are no longer needed. And it literally changed my life. Now, it took you months, it took me years to go through this. And what I went through was something that I have to say now, where I sit here. I'm so incredibly grateful I can drive by that building now and say thank you. But it really does change your identity. And our jobs are so, like, it's like intertwined.
It is.
It's within your DNA almost.
Absolutely. It's very easy for us to become defined by the positions that we hold, because the positions that we hold, we're in those 8, 10, sometimes 12 hours a day.
A day. More than our families.
Absolutely.
More than our families, when you think about this.
Correct.
Because that's what happens. What happens, it's like this. Hi, I'm Barbara. How are you doing? And what do you ask?
So Barbara, what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? Yeah. Well, honey, besides being all cute and sassy. But it is, that question is, what do you do? And that's it. Our identity is so tied to that. So, and you can tell when people lose that, they lose a piece of them.
Correct.
But you didn't do that.
No, I did not. Because I learned that my value was not found in my do, but in whose I am. And I'm a child of God, and he has a purpose for my life. So when I asked him, God, why did you allow me to live through this particular testimony? God answered me back, that's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to live. And see, and I thought I had been living before, but I realized that I had been simply existing. I had been allowing what I did to define who I was.
Yes.
And so I wasn't this woman. I was the woman that did this. Not me being me, in spite of what it is that I did.
Yeah.
And so he defined for me what live meant. And that is to love myself and others, to inspire those around me, to voice my dreams and ambitions, and to enjoy life. Live. And God wanted me to live every day. So that has become my trademark motto, to live every day. And when I made up in my mind and set that as my purpose, I didn't know what that meant. I just knew that was his purpose for my life. Now, God, how do I live out the purpose of living? That's when the Lord began to open up doors. I became the national spokesperson with Susan G. Komen for the 3-day.
Hold on. She went through that real fast. It's like I walked around the block. No. How long were you the national spokesperson?
6 years.
6 years. National spokesperson for Susan G. Komen. 3-day.
Yes.
3-day walk, right?
Yes.
Think about that, guys. You know how many people show up. So this lady popped to different cities to get on the stage to encourage others. This woman has people who love her and adore her because of what she provides to them. This woman shows up because she chose to live. Yeah. And see, she kind of jumped all over that. But see, as a sister, I get to help her out, because when you do something like that, you make sure. Boom, boom, boom. All right.
Okay.
Next.
Okay. Now that I've been properly checked.
I'm telling you. My goodness. She tried to be all refined. She's like, look, I'm from the south side of Chicago. I'll take my earrings off. But meanwhile, oh yeah, I walked in this little race. It has like, how many people?
Oh my God. Tens of thousands.
How many cities?
Initially, when I started off as the spokesperson, there were 14 cities. We would easily raise $90 million
okay,
a season.
hold on. my mama would have put me over her lap and popped me. $90 million in a season, making a difference, supporting women, because you knew what they went through.
Absolutely. And that was what made the position that I took very powerful. I was the first African American female national spokesperson Susan G. Komen ever had. But I was also the first individual that was a physician and also a breast cancer survivor. And so I was able to bring to the stage, able to bring to that program, to Susan G. Komen, period, the essence of what it meant to be in that unique position of being both a physician and a patient. And so I was able to understand and to be able to be empathetic to individuals in that plight, because I was in that plight as well.
Yeah.
But I had the medical knowledge as well to understand and to help guide and coax and to talk about different grant opportunities and what other programs would be best for we as African American women. There is a huge breast cancer disparity amongst African American women. Triple negative breast cancer, higher rates than us. And so I was able to take that knowledge now to Komen, now to breast cancer research, now to the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, to a number of different individuals. To give them the statistics around we as African Americans and say, hey, let's capitalize off the fact that you now have a spokesperson who is an African American female, who can now, I look like and I sound like the impacted population. And what can we do to bring together other grassroots organizations to make a difference such that we really are reaching health equity? And I'm no longer referring to health disparities, because a particular minority group, Black and brown people, are left out of studies and medications and other opportunities and access to care. So God said, live. And not only you live, but you help others to live.
But you didn't just do that, because if only she did that, I would say, oh, okay, she might be a little tired, all that walking. What else did you do? Or what else are you doing? Because I always interview my people beforehand, and I always ask them, tell me, what do you want to share? What do you want to do? Well, once it went, I was like, really? Okay, so, but you know what? Let me not talk, because I was telling her everything I did, and she was like, oh, okay.
Exactly. She has this one right here, like, after she enumerated all of her stuff, I'm like, well, why are you interviewing me? Maybe we should switch this up. One time we should have a show where I can say I'm hosting the I Am This Woman, and I get to interview Barbara.
You know what?
Chime in on that. If you all want to see that happen, I want to see it in the comments.
I like that. That's a great thing. Yes.
That's what I'm thinking. Yes.
I will be happy to sit in that seat. I had a talk this morning with myself.
Yes.
That I could have sat in that seat and shared something so powerful.
That's what I'm saying.
It was incredible. But for right now,
okay. Right now it's me. It's me.
You.
Okay, fine.
You see, this is two dramas right here. It's hilarious. So what else are you doing? Because I know she has her own show. She hasn't invited me onto it yet.
I do. She will be.
I will fly up to Chicago too. I don't care.
And then she can stay with me. Okay, so listen. Let me tell you what I'm doing. Okay, so I am also, I've now since then have worked at becoming a professional speaker. Not just a speaker, but I now hold my certification as a certified speaking professional. It is the highest designation awarded by the National Speakers Association. There are less than 600 people in the world.
We're going to have to talk about that after that, because I love you. I could be up on that stage and talk.
Totally, man.
Yes.
Boom, yes.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to talk to you about that seriously.
Yes.
After.
We got it.
We have an after show too.
Yes, we got it. I got you, girl.
That's fantastic.
So I do that. So I have become an international professional speaker.
500 keynotes.
Yeah.
500 keynotes. That means you're...
now.
Oh, excuse me. It's more than that now. That means you're wanted, and that's incredible, because her message that she shares is something that impacts the world, and that's what it's about.
And that was what got me, and that's what kind of drove me into that area to begin with. I was doing healthcare consulting, because even though I couldn't do the clinical, I'm like, I still have it up here. So let me administer various different programs for different employers, Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies, work with them on health and wellness, work with them on health disparities, breast cancer initiatives, women leadership initiatives, a variety of things. But the speaking came up because when I shared my story In an audience, the first time I think I shared it, it was at a breast cancer survivor luncheon celebration, right? But that particular event had about 1,300 individuals in attendance, okay? And so what they wanted was for me to share my story and to share a story of victory, how on the other side of the diagnosis and treatment that there can be life, health, and happiness after breast cancer. So I did. But what I found out was that there are individuals that were coming at me from the audience that did not have a personal connection with cancer, but they did experience the loss of their mom. My mom died while I was going through chemo. They did experience divorce. I was going through the middle of a divorce when I was diagnosed. They did experience life-altering changes that caused them, that hit them in the chest and knocked them back. And then it was like, okay, I need to get regrounded.
Right. How do I
don't
deal
know.
with
I'm
this?
knocked off my feet. But I listened to the steps that you took and the visions and the revelations that you had, and I see me in your story.
Wow.
And then that was when I had the idea to write this book.
Wow.
Because when I would speak, individuals would say, I want to hear more after here. It's like, I got this 45-minute snippet in your keynote, but I want to hear more. I want to be able to take your life lessons and turn it into something that I could use.
Yeah.
And so I wrote the book, and then I started keynoting. But then even in my keynoting, I realized that in my travels in this country and abroad, there were so many individuals living with lymphedema. I was running across so many physicians and other healthcare professionals that didn't understand what lymphedema was. How is it diagnosed? People thought I had carpal tunnel. They thought that I had a burn. They didn't understand. So I just realized, oh my gosh, our healthcare industry needs to have a better understanding, and certainly lay individuals who were living with lymphedema, they were getting the same stories I got. Oh, it's just some swelling, baby. Thank God you're alive.
What is with the doctors giving these? So one of our girls who were on a couple of weeks ago, her doctor basically told her, if you don't have chemo, you're going to die.
Oh, my word.
And she's 28. Second time cancer has come around, right? And she said, she chose to have it. And then she went on a year-round trip, just drove all the way across the country because she stepped into that and said, you're not going to diagnose me and you're not going to define what this is for me.
Correct.
So that's my thing. It seems like bedside manner, and it seems like it's just lost in doctors.
Yeah, agreed. And it saddens me in my profession to run across so many physicians and to hear the stories from patients telling me what they went through. And it's so unfair. And that was the reason why I became a doctor to begin with. It's because I saw, especially Black people, were being treated. What I went through when I would go through my school exams, pay attention to me. Ask me how I'm doing,
how I'm feeling, what's going on.
Individualized care and concern is gone. We're so focused on RVUs and budgets and volumes and this and that and the other until the patient care is gone. And so God laid it upon my heart to start my nonprofit, the Live Today Foundation. Because Live defines everything that I do. I'm telling you guys, my experience with breast cancer has impassioned me with an empathetic fervor that embodies just about everything that I do. And so Live Today has three missions. It was founded with three primary goals. It has a primary mission, but three goals in mind. One, educate physicians and other healthcare professionals on not only how to diagnose lymphedema, but also make them aware of the psychosocial impact of lymphedema on a person's life. Don't you know that wearing these garments affect me daily? For those of you whose hands get dry, ladies, we keep the little thing of lotion in our purse so we can put on lotion. Guess what? I can't just readily put on lotion with this. It changes. You don't see me wearing something that has little buttons. I need a pullover. You'll see that I wear my hair differently. Okay, the whole and blowing it dry, this hand gets tired. And so we as physicians, we don't think about the psychosocial impact. Not even thinking about the psychosocial impact of the finances that are involved with lymphedema.
Right.
Guess what? My right arm is bigger than my left. Notice what I'm wearing. I'm wearing short sleeves. Well, when I wear long sleeves, if I see something that I really like, let's say it's lace and the lace comes down, immediately, ladies, the first thing I have to do when I go to a store now is try to put my arm through that sleeve. The arm doesn't fit. I can't get it. And so now I've had to go from giving away a huge chunk of my wardrobe and finding myself at other stores. And at a time before my speaking career picked up, when monies was a little tight, baby, I found myself at Goodwill. When you go from a Nordstrom's or a Neiman Marcus and you bring it on down to Tertiary.
Right. Well, think about that.
Absolutely.
Think about that.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's so important to know, is because when things change in our life, everything changes in our life.
Absolutely.
Everything changes.
Absolutely.
And that is a powerful thing. And what I love is that through your change, you created change.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I think that's what I Am This Woman is all about. It's about talking to women to say, you know what, you're not, yes, this diagnosis has been given to you, right? But you haven't embraced it. You're saying, this is going on, but it does not define who I am.
There you go.
It does not define
Absolutely.
me. Now, I know there's more things that you're doing, because, of course, like me, you can't just do one. What else are you doing, Dr. Sheri?
Okay, so we have the Live Today Foundation. Let me give you the other two goals. We also educate lay people on the diagnosis, let them know that it's not just some swelling, that you do need to get treated. And we provide free, FREE, compression garments to under-resourced, underserved, uninsured, underinsured cancer survivors that are living with lymphedema. So Barbara's going to make sure that when this is posted that you have all the information on how to reach out to us, because if you know of someone who is in need of free compression garments anywhere in this country or abroad, you need to reach out to the Live Today Foundation, because we can get them free compression garments.
That's incredible, guys. And I want you to think about it. Like you said, what I love that you said is that my stepmom right now, she's battling cancer.
Yes.
Okay. And so as she's going through it and everything that's happening, it does affect the families, and it does happen where you're figuring out, where do I get things? What do I do? How do I turn to things? And so for you to create this foundation, because from you being a physician to being the patient, and now to being this person who is impacting the world, to say, you know what, I know how it's been, I know what it feels like, and I'm not just going to stand by and let it continue to happen. I am going to be the difference. I'm going to be the change maker.
Correct.
And that's what I'm so incredibly, I love that. That's what it's about. It's about. Oh.
Yes, because I am this woman, and this woman here went on to start her own TV show. That is the Live Today show.
She has a TV show. I'm like, oh, girl, I got a TV show. Watch. That's going to be, me, I got my little show here. Watch.
Stop calling it a little show. Anywho,
I know.
I have the Live Today show, which Barb is going to be on. And
we're going to talk about that, because I will hold her to it.
Yes, absolutely.
I got evidence now.
We can fly in. I got a place for her to stay. I got all of this.
I love Chicago. Okay.
Yes.
In the springtime, too.
Yeah, spring and summer. I'm not going to have you come in the winter months. Trust you me.
Ooh, I know.
So the Live Today show, it airs every second Wednesday of the month on CAN TV Channel 21 in Chicago, but we stream live at cantv.org/hotline. 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the Live Today show is about educating individuals on how to live today and every day. And so, yes, we have topics, and we bring in guests that talk about, cancer diagnosis, lymphedema. We can give them other resources, talk about what other grassroots organizations are doing within the communities. But I also have guests, and I also focus on delivering bits and pieces of Dr. Sheri's blueprint on how to let go and live today.
Surrender.
And every day. Yeah.
Surrender. I think that's the biggest thing for me, how I got to this point, is by surrendering. That when I let go of what I thought my life should be, based on what happened in my life, based on the jobs, based on the men, whatever it is.
Exactly.
It changes everything. And through the surrender, you know, I told you before, God got me to Boynton Beach because he took everything else out the way. He's like, Barbara, you're going to Boynton.
I said Boynton.
And I said, I don't want to go to Boynton. I don't even like Boynton. Now I love Boynton Beach. I love it. You know, it's so nice. And as we sit here, there's the golf course right there. See the play.
I know.
Look at them
playing golf.
They're playing golf.
I'm like looking at a dude like swinging.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he did. He
did good.
But it's so interesting because when I let go of that story, things have opened up so much. And my goal is I've always loved women's empowerment. I'm always about women. What I think now is happening is that I want to talk to the women. I want to encourage women.
Yes.
I want to let them know that, you know what, you said that essence. For me, it's that essence within you.
Yes.
And it's your truth.
Yes.
And it's like honoring your truth. And when you honor that truth and you own it,
that's right.
You can do so many things.
Can.
Oh my gosh. You can.
And you just got to take it in bite-sized pieces. So many times there are people that preach from this mountaintop, and then they talk about, you know, $1 million businesses and, you know, being booked salad for speaking engagements by taking my program or by doing this and doing that. And sometimes we get so overloaded with so much to do until you don't know where to start.
Right.
And so I just encourage individuals, start somewhere.
Start.
Don't worry about that whole big picture. You're doing and you're thinking about, you know, part of what is God's responsibility. He just wants you to do what you can do.
Take the step.
He'll do what you can. And so for me, with starting the Live Today Foundation, people ask, well, you know, did you have your sponsor set up? Did you have this? Did you have your website? It started with an idea. I just got it registered. Boom. Started there. And I found people to be on the board and started there. And it's bits and pieces. I wasn't thinking about a TV show. Then the show came out. Then, you know, now that I got the show, it's been out for about a year. I felt like, you know what? I want to be able to. There are times when I go as a keynoter and I will present snippets, like I said, of Dr. Sheri's blueprint on how to let go and live, right? And I do that, but I thought, well, you know what? There are people out there who would love to be able to give me the whole blueprint and then spend some time with me individually during that time where we can have some one-on-one time.
Right.
And then I can choose to take either what you've given me during this period of time and just run with it, or I could choose to take what you've given me and then could you work with me, you know, little by little until my blueprint, until my plan comes into view for me.
Right.
So I decided Dr. Sheri and the Live Today Foundation joined forces, and we are putting on our first ever retreat.
Nice.
First ever retreat is going to be May 15th through the 18th of this year. We're going on Carnival Cruise Line. We're cruising to the Bahamas, and no, coronavirus has not set us off. We are still good to go. We're still good to go. Nothing's been canceled. The Carnival's taking all kinds of precautions prior to us getting there. But it's going to be May 15th through the 18th. We have, oh my God, our program lined up is jam-packed from beginning to end. And this is a retreat, not only for survivors, but for co-survivors, for caregivers, and just for individuals I have 2 men who are coming who simply state, I know that I am moving into a new season in my life. And I want to be able to make the right choices in this season because these individuals, we have ages probably from 30 on up to, I think the oldest will probably be 62. But they want to, they can feel it. They feel it. They know it. It's something.
It's something that you want to do.
But then how do I turn this newfound energy and desire and bring something into fruition that is evidence of this fruit that has been growing in me?
And that's the thing. It's something bubbling up. And a lot of times, especially as women, we push it down because we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do this. And I have to say, this show, what I love about it is, it started because a coach of mine said, just do it. Just go for it. Just go for it, right? And so I did that. I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go for it. And when I did that, then I have incredible guests like you on the show, right? My goal is to one day that people say, you know what, we want you to come to our retreats, or we want you to come on our stage, or we want you to do this because I have a message to share.
Yes.
And that's what it's about. Right. And to share that women, what are you up to? What are you creating? What are you doing? And I would ask women almost take a step left, get out of your own way, so that you can step in to who you are.
Correct.
That and I'd say step into this woman, because that's what it's all about.
It really is.
It really is. And I love this, and I tease and I say my little show, but I'm so proud of this.
You should be.
I really am, because I know when you came out, you're like, oh, yes. Because this is something that I've dreamed of helping women to empower them. And as I help to grow, that's what this is about.
Correct.
Correct. I love it. I'm so excited for things. So what else? Because I know there's more.
Okay, so let me see. So I have the retreat. The retreat's coming up. The retreat, we intend to have an annual retreat, so that the retreat, small numbers. Things were getting really, really big, and it took my event planner to say, Sheri, do you want something really big and impersonal, or do you want something small where it's hands-on? And I'm like, my goal is small hands-on. So she goes, then you need to redirect, do multiple small hands-on.
That's nice.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to doing one big one a year, but then people can't get that personal one-on-one. So I'm focusing on that. In addition to the retreat and the show, my healthcare consulting business has opened up doors for me to work with grassroots organizations like Sisters Network, to work with pharmaceutical companies like Merck, who are getting it now on social determinants of health, and bringing and how that ties into cancer disparities.
Merck. Stop for a second.
Yeah,
Merck. If you don't know Merck, you should, because you're probably taking something, or you're taking some of kind of their things.
Correct.
That's huge. That is huge.
It's
and
huge.
that's so fantastic, because that is a testament to who you are and how you're showing up.
So
and I love that. I know there's more.
Yes. Well, let me before I say something more. So this one says, when my coach told me just get out there and do it. Let me first clarify that when her and I first met years ago, I told her then. She was like, I want to do more of what you do. Barbara, then get out there and do it. You got it. You have church. You have the organizations that you have worked with where people know your name. They say they looking for a speaker. You get out there and you speak. You get out on social media. You go ahead and pump up. You have a product, a service, something that you want to, it was called Essence. What was it called?
A Woman's Essence.
A Woman's Essence. Yeah. Okay, so that was birthed out of a certain somebody pushing another certain somebody that you got it, that people needed. So I may have not been a paid coach, but I was a coach, because I believed in this woman from the very first day that I met her. And it's not just your ability to attract and engage an audience. It's not just your ability to be able to find individuals that are in tune with your mission and your vision for your offering at that time. But this woman here can do like 5 things at the same time. And it's like she looking at you. But, you said, well, what about the website? Already did it. It's already integrated, cross-integrated, and software is already blended, and so and so and so. And I've already done these pictures and da. So this one right here, I'm just telling you right here, keep tuning into her shows, because the people that she will have on it are individuals who not only are behind her 100%, but I assure you they're probably individuals like me who have been coaching her and pushing her and encouraging her that yes, you are this woman. And because you are this woman, you allow women like me to share who I am as a woman. And I have metamorphed into an individual who now lives her life daily such that what I do today has to have an impact on someone else's life
100%.
besides my own.
It's so important, and I think this is the thing that really hit me. When Kobe Bryant passed, you know, what really hit me is that, not that I was this big basketball star, but when it says that basketball was his first love.
Yeah.
And when he was retiring, he told his best friend, he said, start to find your next love. And his next love was really encouraging young girls, right?
Yes.
And when you think about men playing basketball and women playing basketball, the disparity, it's so wide. It's the
Very
craziest thing, right?
Yes.
But what I loved is that his commitment to it. So I have this thing that I says, what if this is your last 3? And so whether it's your 3 or 13 or 33 or 63, if this is my last 3, I am going to live it completely. I am going to impact it. I am going to make a difference. And I'm going to have a platform where women can come on and share, and men can come on and share and say, this is what it's about, because I am this woman. And I think his death impacted me in such a way that that Mamba mentality somehow got inside of me. And you watch this.
Absolutely.
This is going. And so I say, if you have something, a dream, a passion, a desire, don't wait until all the ducks are in a row, because I promise you they won't be. Just go for it. I started out doing one thing, and then someone said, oh, your lighting, oh, the way you're sitting, the way this, the way you look, the way that. And then all of a sudden it just keeps on, and it keeps on, and it keeps on, and it keeps on growing. And then I have people who now say to me, I would love to be on your show.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, but you're right. Also, this is the other thing. Surround yourself with people that believe in you.
Absolutely.
100%. That's what I love about you, is that when you met me, it was never like, oh, I'm just doing my thing. You've always said, when the time comes and you get big, you're like, just wait.
Absolutely.
I'm bringing you on board. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing about it. So I'm so excited that you're here. It blows my mind that you're here and you're sitting here, because I know you have your show. This woman, like, she's on international stages, and you're here on my show.
Absolutely.
I'm getting emotional. I can't cry on my show. But I love that. And I love that you are a yes. And this is what it is. And this is what you do. You surround yourself with the people that are yes. And most importantly, you be a yes for yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And guys, one other thing that I'm going to add to it. When Barbara said, don't wait until everything is lined up for you to get started. Just get started. She's so right. And I also want you to remember that when you said, maybe there are only 3 left, or maybe there are whatever it is, you give it your all. There are seasons. And so just because you do something for, let's say, 20 episodes, and then after those 20, things die down.
Right.
Don't be discouraged. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because this is something that I recently, and a portion of me is still going through, because there are some things that are happening personally with my dad, and we've made that flip between, me kind of doing more of the parental role, and he more of the, the child role and all that. And it's just, it is with my dad. When my mom was ill and I did it for her, it's something about a daughter doing it with her mom is different than this big strong man that's always, had 3 or 4 guns and all that other stuff, the big bad to flip. And so what I've had to come to grips with is that there are seasons. And so whatever God has placed upon your heart is your season for now. Let that be your season.
True.
That's your season. Boom. Do what you were meant to do.
Yeah.
Do what you were designed to do. And be okay with walking away from it if that's what happens.
And be okay.
To happen. And be okay.
Because I walked away from A Woman's Essence because I was like, okay, this was good, but this is still not it.
Exactly.
And this came
but
about.
But it built up to it.
Yes.
Doing that.
That built up to it.
Absolutely.
I say this. Fail often.
Absolutely.
Fail sideways, fell upside down, fell left, fell right. Because when you do, it comes out. And what I love is I'm doing this and people are like, oh, I wanted to do something like this.
Absolutely.
Oh, I like what you're doing.
So you can. You're the example.
Yes. Yes, I
You
am.
don't know what you're birthing in somebody else. And all God may have meant for you to do is just birth something for this
someone
person.
else.
Because I got something else coming up on the rear. You don't even see it. But God already has it creeping up the rear just for you.
So I have some questions I always ask everyone. How do you start your day?
Oh, devotion.
Okay.
I wake up before I even put a foot out of my bed. I pray. And then when I get up, I exercise and come back from exercise, coffee and devotion.
I love it.
Yes.
What can you do to make the world a better place?
I can live out God's plan for my life and trust that He knows best.
So, what is the one thing you do to live your life with purpose?
Ooh, the one thing I do to live my life with purpose is I live.
I love
love
that.
myself and others. I inspire those around me.
live.
I voice my dreams and my ambitions, and I enjoy life.
Yes, you do. I live. I love that. So, my motto is that when a woman is empowered, it impacts her life, it impacts her family, her communities, and the world.
Yes.
What would be your motto?
Besides the one that I've already been, my mantra that I've been yelling.
I know, boo boo. I always ask these questions.
Okay.
You don't
My motto is to live today and every day. Dr. Sheri, what do you mean by live? I live every day. No, but by live, I mean to love yourself and others, to inspire those around you, to voice your dreams and ambitions, and baby, to enjoy life.
It's
live
so important to
every day.
enjoy life. I love that. I think it's so important to do that. So I have this thing that I say, and it's funny, I got this last week. With this whole thing of basketball, I look at it, it's like, what is your three-pointer? So if I look at the three-pointer in life, I look at it this way. Like, how are you living? How are you impacting the world? And what is your legacy that you want to live, that you want to leave? You know?
Yes.
And I think that that's so important. So if you, because I know how you do it, you're living, you're creating, you're doing. What is your legacy that you want to leave?
The legacy that I want to leave is leaving a generational impact that will cause people to live however God has designed for them to live, that they have gotten the blueprint based upon my life and my words and my actions as an example, that generation after generation, that people will live whatever that is for them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That I would have been able to help design a construct for people to live by that will actually cause them to truly live.
And I love that it's a blueprint. I love the fact of creating the blueprint. So if someone out there is interested in going on the cruise, right, which is May 15th through the 18th?
May 15th through the 18th.
And it's sailing out of Miami or Fort Lauderdale?
Sailing out of Miami.
Sailing out of Miami. So
cruise to the Bahamas. So we leave on that Friday. We will be
back Monday morning.
Back on Monday morning.
That's a good cruise.
We have not only general sessions planned, we have gift bags, we have all types of surprises, and we have photo shoot. We have somebody that is coming.
I wonder if
setting up free photo shoots.
Do you need another
free photo
impromptu
shoots.
speaker?
Because we want people to feel good about themselves, and as they are letting go and living, I want them to let go and live with new photos.
Don't you? I just got my new photos.
Oh my God, they are gorgeous.
And it was amazing to be able to do that and to have that. So if they're interested in going on the cruise, how do they get more information?
They get more information. What would be the easiest way? Okay, so the easiest way is to find the Facebook group called...
You know what? This is easy. If you're interested in this cruise, what you can
Dr.
do...
Sheri's blueprint on how to let go and live.
Okay, or put a message here, right? And I always follow up with messages, and I will make sure to tag you on that, because I might have to look into this cruise and see if there's any possibilities. I'm going to see if I can get there to speak.
You can send an email to info. Yeah, I know she's trying to get there and speak.
I know I am, because just a 15 minutes little talk as I'm on the cruise. I get to be on the cruise. She gets to get a speaker. It all works out well. You know how it goes.
You can also email me
or
my staff at info@live-today.org.
So info
at live-today.org.
Okay.
Just say, I want info about that cruise.
Yeah, so you know what, and I think that it's a great way. Anytime women come together, I think it's powerful, and I know that with I Am This Woman, we are going to have some retreats because I want women to really embrace who they are, honor their truth, and step into what God has for them. And I know it's within you. So what is the last thing you want to leave everybody with? Because people watch this, but then people also come back and watch this later. What is it that you want to leave them with?
I want to leave you guys with this, that first and foremost, I Am This Woman, hosted by Barbara Horde, is an excellent opportunity to, one, not only give you an opportunity to share who you are as a woman, but to also give you an opportunity to help other individuals move past what may be holding them back. Because whether we like it or not, people are watching how we live, and they are influenced as a result of it.
Yeah.
So that's one. But two, I really want individuals to walk away hearing just a little bit of my story, knowing that, one, I serve a God who is able, and I serve a God who will, but he also requires and expects for us to do what we can so that he can follow through and do what we can. What I could do and what I was able to do was to push past those moments and those months of depression, trying to figure out what could I do with my life so that I could open my eyes and listen, and open my ears and listen to what God had planned for the rest of my life, and open my eyes so that I can see his vision. Allow yourself that moment to grieve, to be angry, to be hurt,
Right.
but only let it last a moment. And by moments, I mean, that time period may last, but you should not be going years and years and years still stuck in that moment. That's not God's plan for you. So have your moment, because your moments allow you to grieve, and if you don't grieve properly, you will remain stuck.
It's so true.
So grieve, but shake it off and get on with what God has for you.
Yeah, and I love about the moments, because I'm all about that. And I think what happens is this: within the moments, there are these beautiful seconds.
Yes.
These beautiful little seconds. And sometimes you can't even see it because you're trying to look at the big picture.
Exactly.
Focus on the seconds.
Yes.
Focus on those things, because the moments can change your life.
Absolutely.
I promise you it
Yes.
can. So I'm so, gosh, I can't even tell you how excited I am that you're here to do this, to share. You are incredible and powerful and dynamic, and you're such a beautiful example of what I get to become one day.
She already there. She's already there.
I
But
know.
anywho.
I am, but you know it sounds good. I know.
Yeah, it is sound
It
good.
sound good. You know, what I love about this is whoever sits in that chair, we just have a good time.
We do.
We have such a good
Absolutely.
time in having the conversation. But I think what you're doing, like I continue to say, I Am This Woman is all about is the impact that you make, the impact that you're making, the legacy that you're leaving, what you're creating and what you're doing. It really is empowering women, because no matter what is going on in your life, and we have different testimonies and different things that we go through, but my gosh, when you stand and say, you know what, this is me, I'm okay. I love that. So thank you.
Thank you.
So if you're out there and you have a story to share, if you have something that you're up to, even if you're going through whatever you're going through and you want to come and you want to sit in the seat, reach out to me, Barbara@IamThisWoman.com. Again, Barbara@IamThisWoman.com. You can also just send me a message on Facebook Messenger and say, hey, I would love to be a guest on your show. And please leave a comment. And more importantly, if you enjoyed what you saw today, share it with someone else. Something that I said, something that Dr. Sheri said could really help to make a difference. That's what we're here for. And when we come together and when we do this, this does make a difference. So how I always end the show is I always ask the person to say their name and say, I am this woman, to everyone. So can you go ahead and say?
I start with my name?
Yeah, your name, and then say, I am this woman. Because she's so cute. She's like, I start with my name. No. Do it whichever way. You know, she's Dr. Sheri. She can do it whichever way. She might have a new way. She might do a cartwheel. I don't even know.
No. I'm going to do a Mr. Brown. I am this woman.
I love it. That's
I am
awesome.
Dr. Sheri Prentiss, and I am this woman.
Look at that, girl. And I am Barbara Horde, and I am definitely this woman. Thank you so much. Stay tuned next week. We are going to be on location. Super excited. And, like I said, guys, just live, right? Embrace your life. Enjoy it. And know that within every moment is a second. And when that second happens, it can change everything. Thank you so much. Bye now.
Bye.